Good morning. I just wanted to sit here this morning and kind of have a little time with you. I appreciate you watching this video. So many times in our life, things happen and we really don't understand why. Things in my life happen, and sometimes I ask myself, why? Why has this happened? And I can tell you that everything that happens in our life happens because God is a master potter, and He's shaping and making you into what He wants you to be. He's molding me into being the man of integrity and character that God desires me to be. And you know, we ask ourselves questions like, why would God allow Paul to be thrown into a prison? A man doing God's work and marvelous man. But yet it was there in that prison that he wrote most of the New Testament. And so God was molding him and making him. And He put him in that position or that place so that God could speak to him. There's many experiences in our lives that we're not going to understand. But if we learn to place our hand or our life in the potter's hand, friend, I'll assure you of this: God will mold and make you. Can I tell you, it really does depend on whose hand you rest in. I was reading an article the other day, and it said a basketball in today's value is worth about $19. But yet you take that same basketball and you put it in the hands of somebody like Michael Jordan, and that basketball becomes worth about $33 million. You see, it depends on whose hands you place it in. If you put a baseball in my hand, it might be worth about $6. But that same baseball in the hands of Mark McGwire is worth $19 million. Can you imagine that? A baseball in my hand has very little value, but in Mark McGwire's hand, $19 million. You see, it really does depend on whose hand that baseball's in. If you put a golf club in my hand, those of you that know me, that golf club is only worth somewhere around $100 probably. But if you take that same golf club and put it in the hands of somebody like Phil Mickelson or Tiger Woods, that golf club becomes worth literally millions of dollars. You see, it all depends on whose hand you put it in. If I was to have a little slingshot this morning and a child's toy, that's what it would be. It would just be a child's toy. But when you put that slingshot in the hand of a young boy that God has anointed to deliver His people, then that little toy becomes a mighty weapon that God uses. About a rod. If you've put a rod in my hand, it would be a stick, something that I might be able to defend myself with. I might be able to run a wild dog off or a rabid dog off with it, but that same stick, if you put that stick in the hands of a godly man like Moses, God could split the Red Sea. You see, it really does depend on whose hands you put it in. If you put a few nails in my hands this morning, I could probably build a small birdhouse or something. But when you put 2 nails in the hands of Jesus, friend, can I tell you that salvation was bought for the world? It all depends on whose hands you put it in. And I want to encourage you this morning, listen, whatever you're going through, you're being molded and shaped for purpose. You're being shaped for maybe tomorrow. You see, you have to put your life in the hands of somebody that can make your life valuable. And friend, that's in the hands of Christ. So I just want to encourage you this morning. Maybe you're going through a lot. I want to encourage you. I want to ask you this question. Why don't you just put your life in the hands of the potter? Put your hands in the potter's hand, or put your life in the potter's hand. Friend, I can assure you this. It will make a difference. Let me ask you 3 questions before I close out this video. Why do you think you're going through what you're going through? Can I tell you that God is molding and making you into a vessel that He could pour His Spirit through? Why do you think that God has placed you in this particular time? Can I tell you you're a gift to this time? God is molding you and making you into a vessel that He wants to use. Do you realize that you have been placed in the master potter's hand? And He is taking time to mold you and to make you and to create you into a special and unique person. He loves you so much that He wants to heal your hurts, and He wants to put your pieces back together. You see, it really does matter whose life. It really does matter that you put your life in the hands of the master potter. Here at the Lakewood Church, we're talking about being transformed. Friend, can I tell you that the only way we'll be transformed is to place our life in the potter's hand.